So first thing first, sit tall, tall spine. Let your eyes flutter closed if that feels good, or just keep them soft. And we'll start with what is called the physiological sigh. It's a really quick way to ground the energy, put the body into rest and digest. So it's 2 sharp inhales through the nose. Long exhale out the mouth. Exhale as long as you can. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Again, 2 sharp inhales. Long exhale. Empty your lungs completely. 2 more. Breathe in. Exhale. Last one. Let go. Keep exhaling, exhaling, exhaling. Natural breath. And just observe the sensation in the body. Notice what a quick state change feels like. And begin to feel the 4 walls around you holding you. Or if you're outside, just notice yourself in space. Letting past, letting future fade into your background. Arriving present in the present moment. There's a certain kind of love and bliss that resides there. And we'll just scan the body, scanning the body from the crown of your head all the way to your toes, releasing any tension or density, anxiety as you go. Can see it almost melting off your body like honey. Dissolving down into the earth. And then we'll connect to the earth, drawing energy up through the soles of your feet. Earth energy, strong, rooted, grounded. Drawing up through the legs to the navel. Connected to something so much bigger than just you. Steady. And then drawing energy up from above, down through your crown, behind your eyes, and meeting at the navel. So you're rooted down while also connected above. You at the very center. We'll take just a few rounds of breath from that place on your own. With a little smile, corner of the lips. Decide the energy you want to hold for the rest of your day. Who do you want to be? And then as that version of you, you can slowly open your eyes and come back.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Skin Talk Tuesday podcast. Hi, Nick.
Hi.
Obviously, I hope everybody else feels as grounded and centered as we do. We have Megan Dombrowski on the Skin Talk Tuesday podcast. Hello, our angel. That I
Aw.
feel great.
Quote.
I know
Quote.
that it sounds so cheesy to say that I needed that, but you know that from the conversation we had just before
Uh-huh.
Megan come in,
Uh-huh.
like how crazy everything was, and just having that centering has just made me,
No,
I
I
feel
knew
so
that we'd
good.
start off on a good foot, but that was incredible. Megan is a New York City-based yoga and meditation teacher and you might need to clarify this for me,
Yeah.
but Three Jewels, I know Vera Yoga Studio and Yoga Studios or Yoga Studies Institute.
Yes, correct.
And you're also a fellow PT client, which
She is an
this just
I am an
OG.
OG.
Yeah.
everything is just so synergistic in this. I'm still like, my brain is like
I
still in that
know.
like calm space. I need to like
Good.
snap it in.
Good.
Yeah, no, it's crazy.
Megan doesn't even realize I have my official conversion to Judaism this Thursday, and I'm meeting with the rabbinical court tomorrow. And I was a little stressed, but when you said to connect into your higher power and be who you want to be, that just like hit me in the face in such a
No,
massive
like we'll
way.
have to like clip that first couple minutes and then just have it
It's
as like a separate thing because I will be
yeah,
using it literally
it
every morning.
me too. Me too. It was beautiful.
Yeah. Well,
Beautiful.
Megan, thank you so much for being on. It's so great to have
Thank
you.
you for having me. And thank you for opening the floor to share that first. It's like I
It just
needed it
felt,
too.
no,
You
it just
know?
felt
Like
right. Like, I think that we so often are like, so, obviously here in New York City, we talk about it all the time. Go, go, go. Just hustle, hustle. Even when we're listening to a podcast like this one, so I think it's just so nice to just like, let's level set. Let's, you know, make our
Doesn't it
way.
make you realize that if you can make mind work the priority and set your day up like that, right?
Yeah. I would love to start with you and where you got started into the space. Tell us a little bit more about your background. How did you get into the mindfulness movement practice and everything in between?
Yeah, for sure. It's deeply woven with my PT journey, so it's
Oh,
perfect.
good.
And Mary, I know we talked about this
Well, I was
before.
going to say we were talking at coffee, or I guess matcha a few weeks ago, and everything that we were saying, I even walked away. There were so many tidbits where I was like, I still think about today. Like you shared so many things that I was like, oh, that's so interesting. And I just needed to get you on the podcast, needed to get on the mic because I just know that
Mhm.
more people need to know about this.
It was so synergistic, and we
Yeah,
connected. I mean, because I think
immediately.
so many people in the PT community probably resonate. It's like
Yeah.
it's a very much a shared journey when you're working with your skin and working through
Mm-hmm.
acne and, like, essentially an identity shift. It's like,
Yeah.
who am I and how do I show up in the world when something feels so out of control and I don't
Right.
Yeah.
feel like myself? Like,
Right.
that's such a shared experience, but
Yeah.
it
It's shared, but you also feel alone at points in
yes.
it. And
Yes.
so I think when you're able to connect with people that get it, there's this
Mm.
like
Mhm.
feeling of relief that you don't have to, that the
Mhm.
person understands what you've gone through,
Totally.
you know?
Totally. And
Mm.
Yeah.
that's easy for me to forget now, but at the beginning, for sure, I was like, "Am I the only one?" Like,
Yeah.
I don't wanna see anyone, I don't wanna talk to anyone.
Yeah. Which is like the exact opposite of what you should do. So
Yeah,
that's
which is
why we
so
have spaces like
hard.
this that we can
Mm-hmm.
really just find community in that.
Yeah.
But especially with the meditation and the
Yeah.
mindfulness practice, like, and you said it's, of course, synergistic with the PT acne healing journey. But
Yeah.
going back, where did you kind of get that start or that click to really want to dive deeper into this work?
Totally. Was always interested as a kid in yoga for some reason. It's one of those things that has me interested about, like, if you believe in past lives or anything like that. It was just this moment of, like, looking back, oh, I was always kind of inclined. And then during college was really struggling. It
Uh-huh.
was, binge drinking, totally out of control, just not happy in certain ways. And my friends and I were like, we need to change our lives, okay? And I started going to yoga and was immediately hooked. It was
Uh-huh.
like body, mind, spirit, like all dimensions of
Uh-huh.
me felt rejuvenated and restored. And
Uh-huh.
I was hooked. And then kind of fell out of it a little bit at the beginning of the pandemic, and then mid-pandemic, my whole life, like 180, which I'm sure many people listening had a
Uh-huh.
similar experience. I'm
Mhm.
sure each of
Such
us in this
a
room.
era of upheaval
Yeah.
And
on so many levels.
yes, every level. It was like, yeah, my family, my relationship, my job, my living situation, like everything before my eyes just totally crumbled,
Uh-huh.
and my health as well.
Yeah.
And then that just manifested on my skin. It was like
Mhm.
overnight, I went from
Mhm.
having clear skin. Granted, I had dealt with acne in high school in different ways, but
Uh-huh.
not to this extent. It was like
Wow,
overnight, I
okay.
literally was like cystic acne everywhere, like so
Oh my
angry,
gosh.
so red, so painful.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
I remember just being like literally looking in the mirror and being like, I don't recognize myself.
Yeah.
And that feeling, if you've ever had it, is a scary one. It was like, whoa.
Well, people don't. I think that we all intellectually, on some level, accept that stress affects our skin,
Mhm.
but I think people downplay the level that it can affect your
Mhm.
health,
Yeah.
We talk about that
including your
all
skin
the
and how
time.
fast it can
Mhm.
be,
Yes.
Mhm.
almost like a tsunami type effect, it just like whoosh takes over your body.
Yeah. Tsunami,
Mm.
perfect word
Mm-hmm.
for
Mhm.
my experience. And then it's hard because then the stress of having the acne makes the stress worse. And then
Yep.
it's this feedback loop of like, oh my
Yep.
gosh.
Yeah,
Yep.
right.
But long story short, that was happening in the midst of it. And
Uh-huh.
I was like, I'm gonna go do a yoga teacher training. It's like
Oh,
this
wow.
this is the thing that's gonna save me. And I'm so glad I did that.
Uh-huh.
Almost didn't finish the training. It was a mess. I was a mess, I should say.
Uh-huh.
Training was great. Um, but
But
I'll
I'm sure
never
something like that
forget.
will like bring up other things just about, yourself.
Yes,
So I
totally.
can imagine that's why you were like, maybe I don't want to do this,
Yeah,
But
yeah.
good thing you stuck with it.
It was just like I was afraid to be seen almost. Like I didn't want to
Yeah.
show up.
Especially with the skin.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was just like it was very confronting. But
Yeah.
it was at that same time that I had my first call with you, Nicola.
Yeah.
I'll never forget. I was in my friend's apartment. Um, she vacant apartment, literally nothing in it but a bed, and I was on a Zoom call with Nicola, and I was like crying. I'm like, please help, all these things.
I remember. It's so funny. I was saying, I've seen at this point hundreds of people, maybe
Mhm.
even more than that. But there are certain stories that I can tap right into the energy of it. And I think that some people tug on my mama bear heartstrings a little bit. And it was just such an intense time. And I really felt your pain. I can remember it. And I can still, it's funny, we haven't seen each other for a really long time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yay, skin freedom.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But I remember our connection like it was yesterday.
Me
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
I love that.
You really
Mm.
like I could cry. If I let myself cry right now, I could
Oh,
go
this is the
podcast
podcast for
I
This
was
is the
like-
podcast for
This
crying.
is now
She's
the
cried at
podcast
every
for
single
crying.
one so far.
I like. I'm starting to like.
Yeah,
bawl
just lean
every-
in, lean into those
every
emotions.
podcast.
So,
Yeah.
where were you at
Yeah.
in your acne journey when you found Nicole? Obviously, you said that it was a lot. It was really overwhelming.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
first of all, how did you find her? I'm assuming through social media because I think that's what a
Yeah.
lot of people do. And then what was that kind of like first step in the journey like?
Yeah, it was through Instagram.
Okay.
I was like if if you've ever been there where you're so down bad, no one can help you. You're just scrolling Reddit at all hours of the night. Like I remember being
Mhm.
like, okay, this like what do I put on my face? Is it the food I'm eating? Is it this? Is it that? I was just like I remember spending
Turmoil.
hours in Ulta, like just like looking
Yep.
at every single ingredient.
So relatable.
This was before ChatGPT too. So I'm like Googling every single ingredient. Like,
Right.
is this the problem? Like, what is going on? I was
Yeah.
so lost and somehow found the PT page. And
Uh-huh.
I was just like, wow, okay, like holistic approach, like
Yeah.
mind and
What
body.
made
What's
you,
happening?
did you ever go into like more of that conventional dermatology route, or
Yeah.
were you seeking out a holistic integrative approach to your skin?
tried everything. I
Okay.
was, like, doing the crazy expensive lasers, draining my
Uh-huh.
bank account. I was,
Yeah.
like, so desperate.
I
So I
mean, you
tried it
really are
all.
desperate at
Mm-hmm.
that time. Like
Yeah.
everybody is. And then even like I know for me personally, my parents even saw like how desperate I was and were like, "We'll help as much as like
Yeah.
Yeah,
doing anything that you
yeah.
can." And it's just so hard. So it's really a relatable feeling.
Yeah. So, yes, tried everything. It's
Yep.
like dermatologist, was on the spironolactone, had tried all the other crazy antibiotics. It was
Mm-hmm.
kind of everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then PT fell into your lap
Yeah.
as
It was
is
virtual at first,
It was
right? We did
virtual.
virtual for a
It was
virtual,
while.
which is
virtual.
so interesting.
Yeah.
How, and Nick, you can obviously speak to that too, but what is the like virtual healing like? Because I guess for me, I've always been in person. So I always, knew that my skin would be better if I stick to a, PT treatment regimen.
Mm-hmm. I
What
mean,
is the
it's definitely
virtual side?
the ideal scenario is in person for
Hmm.
sure. And Megan, even, I mean, we'll talk about you coming in, but a lot of virtual people end up coming in when they can. But I think having a service, you can do so much groundwork in the beginning. I don't want it to be, I don't want the healing to be dependent on the treatment. The treatment can push it forward faster,
Mm.
but you want to empower people to at least get off the Reddit, not feel like my first mission when people come to Pacific Touch, whether it be in the room or virtually, is to shed you of some of that anxiety and overwhelm,
Hmm.
because that's the beginning of the journey. The
Hmm.
clear skin comes later,
Hmm.
but you're really wanting to get people off the edge. Like,
Mhm.
people
Right.
are
It's so true.
standing on the edge of a
Yeah.
cliff, and just
1,000,000%.
so, I say this to you, Mary, all the time, and I know you guys will, when you're my age, you will reflect on your 20s, but nothing saddens you more than seeing young people sad about life
Mm.
Hmm.
when you should be happy. And so all you want to do is provide, if you can't provide the solution in the moment, you want to provide the hope to get the smile on the face
Hmm.
again. You know how I always say to you, like, I just want people to be excited. If
Hmm.
someone walks out of, stops crying and gets excited and has things to do, I'm happy, and then you can start to move forward with the treatments when you can, or you can stay virtual the whole time. It takes a
Hmm.
little longer, but it's possible. You can definitely do it.
Yeah.
That's what you were for me. It was like
Yeah,
I was on the cliff.
I felt it. I
I
told you
was
that. I really felt, well,
yeah.
just like the height of anxiety, I could really feel it.
I was
Yeah.
having, like, panic attacks. It
Mm.
was a really, really hard time,
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
and having a lifeline of someone who, one, had been through a similar journey or knew that
Mm-hmm.
pain. Because I
Mm-hmm.
think if you haven't dealt with the struggle of acne or, any struggle, like, until you've had it, you really don't know
Yeah.
Hmm.
the depths of what that feels like, and then for you to just be like, "I got you,"
Yeah.
like, "We're gonna figure this out, you're okay, I got you,"
Hmm.
like, that was all I needed in the moment, and that flipped my mindset too. It's like the stress, the panic, like, all of those things could subside even just a little bit, and then the products start working and we clean everything out, but it was, like, really
Yeah.
the ease of, like, "Okay."
Of just sort of
Yeah.
knowing that someone's got your back and has some answers. I think, Mary,
Yeah.
you say that all the time, that it's kind of like hearing
Yeah.
someone say, I won't give up on you. We've
Yeah.
got
Yep.
this. We're going to deal
Yeah.
with it.
Because I think that that's all I know in my experience. It's all I needed, I think, was somebody who like saw me, saw
Mhm.
my skin, saw my struggle, and then was like, I have the resources and the tools and the guidance to help you get through this.
Yeah.
And I wasn't getting that anywhere else other than and obviously just your, fairy godmother energy
Fairy godmother.
really just is what makes it what it is. But I do think that because it's so hard when you're talking about like scrolling through Reddit and like for me, it was literally going into Sephora every other month and being like,
Mm,
this is going to be the thing. This is going to
Yeah.
be the thing. Wasting so much money and time and all of these things where just like sticking to one person that I truly trusted and knew, wanted this for me just as much as I wanted it,
Mhm.
um, is just the biggest game changer and the biggest piece of advice I always give for anybody going through it. Well, so for you, obviously, just being in this more mindfulness world and having that be a huge part of who you are, how do you think mindset played a role in clearing your skin?
It was everything. Like,
Really? It's so funny
ah,
because I mean, we always talk about that of like that's the last thing people consider in terms of the
yeah,
healing. Like
yeah.
everyone kind of is just like, yeah, okay, like whatever, what product do I need, you know? And so interesting that you're like, no, it was the thing.
Well, I'll say two. It was two things. It was PT. It was Nicola.
Well, good.
Who started that journey for me of mindset. It was like I
Mhm.
hadn't made any connection between what's happening in my outer world being a reflection of what's happening in my inner world.
Mhm.
Like you were one of the first people to connect those dots for me in a real functional way for me to
Yep.
be like, okay, yeah, what message is my skin sending me?
Mhm.
It's an alarm signal. Something deep within me is hurting,
Mhm.
is wound like needs to be looked at and loved. And
Mhm.
I'm meeting what's happening in my skin with hate and anger and
Mhm.
like that can't function. Like
Mhm.
that's not helping anything.
Mhm.
And so you were the first person to be like, "No, your skin's on your side. Like it needs love, it needs care, and it
Yeah.
needs an integral approach." So it
Mhm.
was the PT approach. Products, look at your products. What are you putting on your skin?
Mhm.
Do the process of the treatments, etc. And also, especially now for longer term maintenance, it's really
Mhm.
been my mindset.
Mhm.
Like I've come to a point now in my own journey, my own practice where I firmly believe that every single thing we think, say, and do plants a seed in our mind that in the future becomes our experience of our reality. It's
Mhm.
like
I so agree with
it's
that.
everything. It's the
Mhm.
source. It's like
Mhm.
everything we're experiencing right now, we could trace back to some pattern of thought in the past. And now we're looking at our world and we're like, oh, well, why is X happening? Y happening? It's like, no, the best thing we can do is focus on what thoughts are we thinking now?
Mhm.
Like,
Mhm.
can I meet the present moment with whatever is arising with love and compassion and care and
Mhm.
understand that the thoughts I have in my mind now
Mhm.
is what I will create next?
Mhm. Which is it sounds so simple on the surface, but it's so difficult.
So
It's
difficult.
so hard. Like, how did you go from, like, hating your skin and, like,
Yeah.
meeting that fire to then, like, getting to the gratitude and the messages and just flipping the narrative?
Yeah. A lot of practice, a lot of trial and error, a lot of failing, a
Yeah.
lot of questioning, like, what do I believe?
Mhm.
You know? But I've met some incredible teachers in the past, what,
Mhm.
5 years since I met you, Nicola?
Mhm.
Uh, from well, I guess I could share more now the story of how I got into this. I know we didn't fully circle that
Yeah.
back at the beginning, but I moved to New York and within a week met my now partner of almost 4 years, and he brought me to a Zen Buddhist center in the
Uh-huh.
city.
I remember
Yeah, yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. It's like the
Yeah.
craziest.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I
Okay,
remember
okay.
that.
Oh, this makes me happy. Um, it was like I knew moving to this city, I was like, I need a fresh start. I want
Yep.
a fresh start. I was
Mhm.
starting to get into mindfulness. I was like, okay, what's going on? When your identity falls apart, when your world falls apart, you start to ask questions. You're like, WTF is going on?
Yeah.
Okay. Like,
Right,
what,
right.
which way is up? Which way is down? How do I, like, where does happiness come from?
Sure.
So I was so in that moment. I was like, I want to find community and teachers in New York that can support me to answer these questions and
Mhm.
explore them. And so I'm scrolling on Hinge and I meet
Stop. Not the hinge.
the
Oh my
Hinge, the
god.
Hinge. Of course, it's always Hinge.
No, no, no.
And
Where all of the answers come from.
Stop.
and Hinge, you can sponsor this podcast. No,
No.
I'm kidding.
No, I'm kidding.
So then,
If I can get like the unlimited, like sure.
no, okay. So I'm on Hinge. Meet my anyways partner. He takes me to the Zen Buddha Center. Second date. I was like, please take me to your monks. Like, please.
Right. Yeah.
And they were the first people I formally started meditating with. And I was like, whoa, okay. Like
Did
there's
you ever have
something
any
to this.
experience with
Mm.
meditation outside of obviously just like a yoga class, but like, did you ever do it on your own?
It was more informal with apps and things
Okay.
like that.
Yeah.
So this was the
Right.
first time
I
it
feel like
was
that's
like
how everybody kind of starts off is, I mean,
totally.
myself included.
Yeah, like you dip your toes in during the
Right.
pandemic, Calm
Yeah.
or Headspace.
Right.
And
Mhm.
Exactly.
yeah, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Um, but it was the first time I had formally met someone that's like, here's what to do with your mind.
Yeah.
Like, and I was like, whoa. So I started meditating and got to a point I even came off my ADD medication. Like I was watching my
Wow.
mind change rapidly while my skin was changing rapidly. It was like so connected.
And it was a dramatic transformation.
Dramatic.
Yeah.
I was featured on the PT page for a
Yeah.
long
Wait,
time.
well, we're
It
gonna
was
need to
like
see these before and afters
Yeah.
when we post the episode.
it was really
if you're
crazy.
okay.
Of course. Of course. Please
Yeah.
use any and all of it.
And you have photos, the energy of healing comes through those before and afters. Like you can see that it's more than just a skin transformation. There's like a light in you because you used to send me your progress
Pictures,
shots and
yeah.
stuff, when we were doing,
Mm.
and you could just see it
Yeah.
happening. And do you now look back on that time? Like sometimes I think the hardship when you're in it at the time, it's hard to feel grateful necessarily for these things. But do you sometimes look back on the hardest times in your life and think, what a gift? Because it led me to who I am now. I don't know that we
Mhm.
can be elevated without going through
Mhm.
things, you know?
1,000,000%.
Yeah.
Like, yes, mic drop on what you just said.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
The hardest moments we've been through, even people that, we feel have, it's like everything can be our greatest teacher.
Yeah.
Everything. Like if you're looking for the message, like message your skin is sending you, message whatever situation you're in is sending you, like
Like
everything.
don't push back away
Yes.
from it. Lean into it. Like the obstacle is the way.
Yes.
Like look for
The
those
obstacle
things,
is the
right?
way. We always go back to that.
But it's
So
so
it
true,
really is true.
It's so
you know?
true.
Well, and what
It's
I'm
so
always,
true.
it's so interesting too how like a lot of the times practitioners or I mean doctors or anybody, it's like if you go through something, like for you it's acne, like you had a 20-year experience
Mhm.
with acne and now you're the person who's clearing other people's acne. It's like
And I
you
wouldn't
start
probably
with
have
that.
the level of compassion that I have. Like I
Right.
wouldn't be who I was,
Right. I feel like we see that a lot in the wellness space. It's like you have the experience and then you get to the other side and then you're like, I know I can help other people
Yes.
get here as well.
Mm-hmm.
1,000,000%.
Yeah.
It's like, had I not gone through the journey with my skin and that healing, I wouldn't have pursued the path I'm on right now at all. Like
Yeah.
I have thought about that so often. It's like it was in a weird way one of the greatest blessings.
Yeah.
Like and it's not that I would wish it on anyone, but at the same time, like to be able to hold a view that no matter what's happening, no matter the pain or the discomfort or the fear you're going through, like eventually you will, with the right mindset, be able to look back and see that it was the most powerful thing that you could have gone through because it brought you to where you are and now
Yeah.
you can help other people through it.
And you have an intense appreciation. Like I think one of the downsides of being human is that it's very easy for us to get complacent and forget about being appreciative. It's not until things are taken away from us. But when you go through those challenging times in life, especially if they're prolonged, the sense of gratitude you get from it is worth the pain almost.
Mm.
Because I almost feel like you wouldn't be the person that you are,
Mhm.
not saying, and that's why in the journey at Pacific Touch is hard, but I kind of look at, suppression and no judgment. I went on suppression for a very long time in
A
my
lot of
own
us have.
journey,
Mhm.
and it's why I teach what I do now because
Mhm.
I don't believe that it works, but it's like it's not encouraging you to lean into looking at
Mhm.
the deeper why and the pain that comes with that kind of
Mhm.
exactly what you're saying about looking at the messages and putting you on a path that is encouraging you to look at all aspects rather than just putting a product or being on Reddit looking for the product.
The
You know?
perfect product.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Doesn't
Yeah.
exist.
That exactly. Exactly.
Unless you have the PT ones, then yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the perfect brightness. Yeah. Yeah. Well, so as I kind of said earlier, we're always preaching about how mindset is a huge pillar in acne healing, but it's always forgotten. I think that's the one that nobody really wants to like look inward for.
Mhm.
How can those who are going through it visualize having clear skin, especially in your experience? And of course, you can speak to that of like the visualization aspect and really believing that the thoughts that you think become your reality.
Yep.
How can people who are going through it visualize the clear skin and then achieve it?
Yep. Yep. So many different ways you could think
Mhm.
about this. Two of my favorite. One, it's a practice that comes from the Tibetan Buddhist lineage that I now study
Mhm.
and practice. And it's cool because it's also very much in the mainstream. It's like now, the manifestation or new
Mhm.
age
Mhm.
thought groups are saying the
Yeah.
same thing that the Buddhists were saying for hundreds of years, if not
Yeah.
thousands. So
Yeah.
it's cool. It's like there must be something to this.
Right.
Also, neuroscientists are talking
Yep.
about it in the
Joe
same
Dispenza.
way. So it's
Yep.
like all these different groups
Yep.
saying the same truth. Like there
Yeah.
must be something there.
Yeah.
And the idea is that feeling comes before phenomena. Another way
Feeling
you could talk.
becomes before phenomena.
Yeah,
Okay.
like feeling into the identity of the version of you that has the clear skin, is
Mhm.
radiant, is joyful,
Mhm.
like is happy, is beyond the pain and um, whatever it is that you feel in relation to your skin. Like
Mhm.
the version of you that's beyond that, feel into them, become them.
Yeah.
And that's how then your external reality will reflect your feeling inside, feeling before phenomena. There's a meditation, it's called Future Refuge.
Mhm.
And it's using that end result of the version of Megan or whoever's listening with the clear skin, living your fullest life.
Mhm.
Use that as the path. So you close your eyes, you sit tall. There's a whole process, but in short, you visualize that version of you.
Mhm.
It's like, what do they look like? What colors are they
And you truly
wearing?
feel it, right?
Yes.
You have to see yourself
Mhm.
in it. Like
Yes.
that's, I am obviously not as well versed in this as you, but I often will talk about the fact that I can tell when a person really believes it,
Mm.
Mhm.
or when they're just saying it because they want to believe it, but they're not quite
Right.
there
Right.
yet.
Right.
And it's not that you can't get there, but I can tell the difference. And I've said to Mary more than a dozen times now that I can tell on day one when I meet people, when I have the conversation with them and I see in their eyes. Sometimes I can see the energy of where they're going to go in the healing way before they get there, but I can feel it.
Mm.
Mhm.
And that's that exactly what you're talking about the mindset shift. And then there's other people that are doing the affirmations and saying the words, but I'm not seeing it.
The feeling's not there, it's
Mm,
not embodied.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, you're so intuitive with these things, Nicola. So you know plenty. I mean, you've seen it in action, and it's exactly that. It's like, I mean, it's baby steps. So first you're
Mhm.
trying, and then, you might not have the feeling, but the meditation is cool because you're visualizing that version of you, and then there comes a point where you become them.
So what do you say to people that are saying it, but they're not, they kind of deep down inside know they're not feeling it?
Yeah. I think one, it's another word for meditation is basically habituation. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's just reps.
Yep.
Like as many, you are just training your mind. You are planting seed after seed after seed in your mind to become that version of you. And it takes time, it takes practice, and like just trying will create the causes to get there.
Yep.
But some shortcuts could be like spending more time with the visualization and feeling into that version of you, like really becoming them, and then not doing it just while you're in meditation or the 5 minutes you put on a timer to do
Mhm.
affirmations. It's like, no, as you walk down the street, can you try to hold that identity, that
Mm.
energy? Like,
Mhm.
and also, I like to logic myself into it. I'm like, okay, happiness doesn't come from clear skin. If it did, every single person you knew with clear skin would be happy. But it's like, that's
Yeah.
not necessarily true. Or
Huh.
maybe you've
I
had,
love that. I
yeah,
Yeah.
it's
haven't.
like,
Yeah.
it's not. So logically, you can't say happiness equals clear skin. And then another way you could think about it is like, okay, for moments that you have had clearer skin, like your mind was probably picking apart like other parts of you, right? So it's like
Right.
the happiness isn't in the outside thing.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not. It's in your
Right.
frame of mind. It's in your perspective. It's
Which is
in
so funny because I do, and I notice that it's not a message that gets as much as many likes on social when I talk about it, but I do talk a lot about my real true mission is wanting people to be happy before they're even clear. And I know that the resistance to that idea is that people are like, no, 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 no.
Mhm.
I want to be clear.
yes.
Like I want to focus
Right.
100%
Yes.
on
Well,
that.
that's the
Like don't tell
thing.
me something else.
Yeah.
And so it'll get like very low view, you know,
So
like
interesting.
yeah, but I notice that. But
But it's
in my
also not
head,
a quick
that's
fix. Like I think
yeah.
when speaking to social media, I think everybody just wants like, that's kind of like the airy fairy la la. Like they want the
Yeah.
quick result, and it doesn't, cater to the nuance that just having the clear skin from this method or from this way, like which involves the mindset work, truly, it that's probably why it doesn't always get
Yeah.
it.
And it's crazy. I think that's the mistake that like our minds trick us. We think that we have to have the external environment look a particular way, like including
Mm,
our skin before we can be happy. But the
Yeah.
trick is no, be happy now, no matter what's happening
Yep.
outside of you, and
Right.
what you want will happen much faster.
yeah.
Like you
And
like the
it's
clear
actually
skin
Right.
part of
comes from
the
holding that energy now.
Right.
Like
yeah.
no matter what.
Yeah.
Like
Oh my
it's
gosh.
so
Because I
slippery.
actually
It's
sometimes when I have clients that are really going through it, and they, especially during the purging phase when
Yeah,
things are
yeah.
really difficult, I am trying to encourage because I can feel the stress, especially if they're in the treatment room. I
Mm.
can feel the stress
Mhm.
in them, or if they're reaching out to me and really, anxious, sad, angry, doubtful, whatever. I know that that is impacting their skin.
Yeah.
So it's like, how do I encourage them to be able to switch that off? Because that's the block.
Yep.
Mhm.
In so many ways, that is the block.
Yep.
Because it's also not allowing anything else in. Because I am very much a firm believer also in you have to really believe in what you're doing. You can't half-ass it.
Mhm.
Like I think sometimes now that we have social media and so many different avenues of information, it's like you have all of these philosophies all around you and we cherry pick,
Mm.
but we don't full 100% commit to anything. And I don't know that you get there doing that. You have to find what resonates with you loudly and what you believe in 150%,
Mhm.
you know?
Well, how can we change our internal narrative in order to get clear skin or even beyond clear skin?
Mm.
Just get to that like I guess self-actualized phase if we want to go there, but
Mhm.
in your expertise, what do you think is kind of the path in that way?
Yeah. Again, number of different tools and tactics you can use. And it is
Oh,
important, I
wow.
think, to experiment and find like what
Uh-huh.
resonates for
Mm,
me.
mm.
Like
Yeah.
test it. Don't
Right.
take anything anyone says at
Yeah.
face value. Test it yourself.
Sure. What have
Does
you
it
tried and
work?
and what do you like?
Yeah, exactly. Like what resonates on like a
Uh-huh.
deep truth level for you?
Right.
Because there's, as you said, there's so much out there.
Uh-huh.
For me, there's two practices I think that really work with changing mindset. I mean, all based on the idea that our every thought is creating our world, right? So
Uh-huh.
like that's the premise. There is no like if you peeled back all the layers of Mary, of Nicola, like underneath we are just pure potential.
Mhm.
Like we're just pure potential.
How
Like
beautiful is
that's the
that?
truth, right?
I
Uh-huh.
love
Like
that.
we
It's
get so
so,
hyper
yeah,
fixated on this
yeah.
little red dot, but like we're really infinite potential when you think
Yeah.
about it. Like you're
Megan,
connected to
that is
everything and
beautiful.
everyone and
That needs to be, is
yeah.
that on a t-shirt somewhere?
Could be.
Should be.
Underneath all of
Trademark.
this, we're pure potential. I
Yeah.
love that.
Like that's the closest thing to the truth of who we are, I
Yeah,
believe.
yeah.
Like and so that's the premise, the
Uh-huh.
foundation of these two ideas that I'll share.
Uh-huh.
The first one is this one's really beautiful. It's to see yourself through someone else's eyes. So maybe you've had an experience where you've had a breakout before and you're like, like the world is ending,
Yeah.
you know, I can't do anything, I can't go anywhere. And you see your friend or your partner or your mom, they're like, what do you mean I literally can't see it? Like, you look so beautiful. Like, you
Yeah.
look as beautiful as you ever do.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, you might not feel that way, but their version of you is just as real as your version of you, right? Like, they see you in such a beautiful light. Like, can you borrow their eyes? And how would my mom see me? How would my partner see me? How would someone who literally thinks I am beautiful and couldn't do any wrong, like, how would they see me? And then try to
You
tap
even
into
think
that
about
feeling.
how you see your best friend, how you see your
Yes.
mum, how you
Yes.
see the people you love. Pure love, or people that love you, do that potential you're talking about is what people are in love with. They're in love with your essence. I mean, yeah, you're outside. Of course, you know, it's important. Let's not lie. It's something that moves us and motivates us and makes us human.
Right. Look good, feel
But
good.
really, at the end of the day, you know, when you think of your bestie, you have to be your own bestie. That's the thing, is that we're not, right? We're not as kind to ourselves as we are to other people that we love.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah. So that's perfect way to look at it too. Like, how would you see your best friend in that
If they
way?
had the breakout.
Yeah, you'd be
you
like,
know?
who cares? You are
Mhm.
fabulous and I love you, and that's not why I love you.
Yeah.
Like, you know. So that's one way, is to kind of like play with perspective, you know, like, is this the ultimate truth that I'm breaking out, and this means that I'm, you know, not good enough, or whatever stories you come up with. Like, is that really true? Like, is that true for everyone? Does everyone see you that way? If not, then like, that's not ultimate truth. And there's room to play with your lens of how you see yourself. And then the other one is looking at the negativity bias we have, right? Like, if you get 9 compliments and one phrase that someone's like says something is a little off with the way you said something, it's like you're going to be hyper fixated on that one comment.
Why do we do that?
It's biological. We are
Yeah,
It
wired.
is. Yeah.
We
I was
are
actually just
wired.
listening to a book about this. I forgot what it was called, but literally talking about the negativity bias. We
Yeah.
are focused on the negative, and it's like
Always.
it goes back as like a caveman. Like, you want to
Yes.
like, I mean, I'm going to botch this, so, you know, whatever, but like, you want to focus on the negative, like, in order to survive in those days. But like, obviously we're not cavemen or women anymore. So we don't, but we still
But
have
still
that
wired
biological wired to
Yeah.
us.
Yeah, we're not getting chased by tigers and
Right.
like, at
Yeah.
risk of
Yeah.
being eaten.
It
And
always comes back to that. And
It
so many,
does.
it's
It
always
does.
like,
we're just cavemen.
we're
in different
just,
settings.
cavemen in New York City.
Yeah, but it's real.
It is.
And so
yeah.
then it's
In a
like,
lot of ways.
okay, yes, maybe I'm breaking out, but there's probably a million other beautiful things about me I could look at if I really looked. And like, even if you're down bad, like, even on your worst day of your life, like, if you could wake up for just a moment and like try to find something beautiful about yourself or about your world or someone you love, you could find it. It's there.
Yeah.
It's there. We just
Focus
have
on
to
the
train our
good, and the good
mind.
gets
Agreed.
better.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. What we focus on grows.
Where your energy goes, it grows.
Yeah,
Whoa,
it's
I'm
like
just
all
like
these.
full of quotes today.
They're so good.
Yeah. I mean, those are the things that like carry you, but it's really hard when, to your point, we have this like innate negativity focus to us.
Yeah.
But do you, and I already know the answer to this, but I'm going to say it for our listeners so that we can hear it from someone profound. Do you feel like the more you practice, the easier it is for you to snap out of the negativity vibe? Like, that is really what's behind encouraging like a daily practice, right? Is actually training, as you were saying before, like, we can train ourselves out of negative thought patterns, or even, I mean, I'm reading more and more lately about rewiring your brain, you know, dealing with some of that. Because to pick up on what you were saying about, you know, like how our thoughts manifest in us, I kind of always felt I go a little bit deeper, like, I feel like our ancestry and our DNA is made up of that too, meaning past traumas are, you know, and or even just, you know, what our mother's pregnancy, all of that stuff make up our DNA, and we have work to do from birth.
Mm-hmm.
That the human experience is fraught with trauma and darker emotions, but we are given this tool that we can train. And when you meet people that work on the brain, like that are meditating, or cultures that
Mm-hmm.
prioritize meditation, they visually look different. When you look at, like, when you go to places like India, or Buddhism and
Mm-hmm.
stuff, the whites of people's eyes are clearer.
Mm-hmm.
The Zen energy is very noticeable, and it's like, I always think to myself, imagine if we learnt meditation and things like this from birth.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
Like you know how you
yes.
brush your teeth, you need
Mhm.
to brush your teeth, you can't walk out the door.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine if you felt that about meditation, or they did it at
So
school
true.
and kindergarten, and I imagine what the world would look like.
Yeah.
I am like jumping out of my seat right now if you can't tell because yes.
Yeah, right.
I wrote an Instagram post about this like a year ago where I was like, brushing your teeth every day is a learned behavior. There's
Mhm.
a time people didn't do that.
Mhm.
And then now we're like, it would be crazy if you didn't brush your teeth
Mhm.
every day.
Right.
It's just such a part of our society.
Uh-huh.
And I dream of a time where it could become like that with
Me too.
meditation
Me too.
because it's exactly what you're saying. To answer your original question of like, do I notice I can catch that negative spiral faster? 1,000,000%.
Yeah.
It's like that has been the most powerful gift that meditation has given me is, and I don't see meditation as like clear your mind, stop
Mhm.
thinking. I see meditation as a method to train the laser beam of your mind to
Mhm.
focus on what you choose.
Mhm.
And then, so it's like, okay, in meditation, you can pick an object, like your breath, for example. You're focusing on your breath. And then you notice your mind is thinking about lunch. And it's like, oh, okay, come back to breath. And it's like, oh, it's thinking about a fight you had last week with your mom. And it's like, oh, come back to breath. Mom, love you. We didn't fight last week. But, and so then it's like, okay, then you focus on what you choose. I set an intention that all day I'm going to focus on love and joy and compassion. I can quickly notice when my mind is spiraling in some thought
Mhm.
that's
Yeah.
going to create a bunch of BS I don't want in my future.
Yeah.
So it's like
Yeah.
the most powerful tool that just lends itself to stepping into our fullest truth and capacity.
Yeah.
And I think that is inherently lends itself to love. And
I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, I even with Noosh, even when she was nonverbal, I've always done since she was little. I do this affirmation after her bath, and it's, I am strong, I am beautiful, and I am kind. And now she is verbal, and she said, I'll go, come on, let's do our thing. And now says, I am strong, I am beautiful, I am kind. And we look into each other's eyes when we do it. And I just know that I dream about being able to add to her practice, because I'm like, little children need to be like, I'm caring for her skin now.
Mm-hmm.
These having a strong mind and being able to, calm your adrenals and have these natural ways to like have thought processes that are more positive, is so important and makes us stronger people. And by strong, I'm talking about our minds,
Mm-hmm.
obviously. But the impact of that, I'm sure,
Mm-hmm.
helps society.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
no,
I
she's
even
so
have it.
lucky to have you.
I have it on
know.
her, on her little Instagram thing. I got it on camera once just to be able to listen, and it's so cute, but it's also, it is that belief that, oh my God, I wish that they did this in when we were little.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wish that we didn't have to discover this in adult life after all the trauma.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have high hopes that the world is moving in that direction. I hope.
A lot of people
Yeah.
are leaning more
Well, I think
into
that's the thing,
this.
especially what you were saying about like, generations or people and cultures that do these types of practices. Like, I think I see it a lot on social media. I see it through you. I see it through other expanders that I have in my life that do the work and have put in the work and then are now living, their fullest self, or even just the people that do work like yours. And you're just such a prime example of just somebody who continues to show up and work on their mind and do the meditations and really, hyper focus on the love and the compassion and everything, you become like such a better person. And the energy that you give off is just so, you know, engaging and something that you want to be around. And then you, as somebody who receives it, you're like, I want to be like that too. Or like, maybe I could do that. It's kind of like, it is that expander thought of somebody who, you see them doing something and you're like, oh, wait, what are they doing? Because I want to be
Totally.
like that too.
Totally.
And the
And
great thing about meditation is we all have a mind.
We
we
all
We
you
don't,
need.
you know?
right.
I
Like we
and a
all
teacher
can do
who
it.
can
But
show
it's
you how
so
to do it,
funny
but
because again,
yes.
it's like, oh, but I have to walk my dog or I have to do this and then this and then this and then go in here and go here. I have this meeting or whatever. And I think that we're just so wired to just like, keep checking our phones, keep doing this and all of that, that it really does. It's a simple thing. Yes, we all have a mind. We all have 5 minutes in our day, but like for some reason, it can also be the biggest hurdle to get there.
Why is that? Like, why do you think, what would you...
Yeah, in your experience, especially. I'm sure you've seen it a lot.
Because I mean, I know how much I love it. I don't do it enough. I mean, the whole time we were just doing that meditation, I was like, why do I not do this every
Same.
morning?
Yeah.
It's so, but what is it about the human psyche that makes us put these things on the back burner?
It's funny because there's ancient texts that even talk about laziness
Yeah.
and laziness meaning not wanting to meditate. There's not a great translation from a Tibetan word to an English word. So it's like it's been around for hundreds of years. Like it's
So
not
human
just
nature.
us. It's human.
It's human nature.
I think it's something in the human psyche where we resist things that we know are good for us. Like
yeah.
we do it with many things you could probably think of. It's like, oh, I know I should whatever, go to the gym or read that book or what have you. And we don't prioritize it, so we don't do it. And so I think there's a number of things with meditation. And the first is just recognizing it's a priority. Like normally we just don't decide it's a priority. So every other priority gets put to the top of the list, and meditation is something we can do tomorrow or next week or whenever we think of it. So one is just getting clear on our values. One of my teachers talks about that so much. He's like, get clear on your core values. Like what matters to you? Like what do you need to do, or how do you need to show up every day to become the version of yourself that you want to be and that you know you can be? And once you get clear on that, it's a lot easier to uphold those values. It's like, okay, I decided meditation is a priority for me, and now I know if I'm not upholding what I value or care about. So that's one. And then I think too, it's really, really hard in our modern society, especially living in New York or a city or even just the digital age, to sit still and be with our minds. Like our minds, the attention span, I don't even know the numbers, but I know they've done research on attention spans, and it's like a fly. Like we're just with scrolling and with the amount of stimulus. Like, it's
because
so
we have
hard.
distraction.
We're so distracted that we don't even know. Like we don't even know what it means to not be distracted. You know what I mean?
I feel
It's
like too, do you feel in the modern world that we're getting more and more, we're so impressed with complex that the simple things we downplay, like having the glass of room temperature water in the morning or a 5-minute meditation. It's like you'd rather go and run out and get a laser treatment and skydive.
Skydive.
But
that's gonna clear your skin.
It's so true.
But it's kind of the simple things like,
do I really want to sit down and be quiet? Like
what?
Why?
Yeah.
And that's the thing, is we don't, with meditation, I don't think I've heard anyone give this advice before, but for me, what really hooked me was doing a silent meditation retreat. It wasn't until I got over the initial hurdle.
You got obsessed?
It was like...
Or just lit the fire?
I got to a threshold in my practice where I was like, oh, like this is why people say you should meditate. It's like I didn't get it. It's like, yeah, that sounds nice. Like my brother used to meditate before I even knew anything about it. I was like, he's sitting in the corner trying to feel calm. That's cool. Like it was like, that's a great thing. Like I don't feel like I need it. But then once I actually got in it, did a silent meditation retreat, I was like, I get it now.
Yeah.
Like you have to, it's something
Mary
that takes
Booker
enough
said,
time. Yeah. I mean,
literally.
I could share more about that, but it's like, you have to almost get to a certain point in practice, trying, till it's like something
Mhm.
I don't know how to describe it, but it's like something in the quality of my awareness just
Mm.
changed, and it was like
Yeah.
just experiencing life and like textures and colors and like everything just felt different, and it was a quality of attention I hadn't had before, and then it clicked, and I was like, I'm starting to
Mhm.
understand why
Yeah.
people are like from the rooftops
Right.
shouting about
Because
why
then
this
I'm
is so
sure when you
powerful.
don't do it maybe for a day or whatever, then you really notice like, "Oh, that's why I need to do it." You know what I
Mhm.
mean? It's
Totally,
similar to like working
totally.
out in a way, which I know a
Mhm.
lot of people use as a form
Yeah,
of meditation, but
yeah.
this
It's like
is like actually sitting with your thoughts,
yeah.
which I think is honestly harder.
It is. Well, I mean, obviously depends, but it's like, yeah, you don't know until you know.
Right.
So you kind of have to
No,
be
so true.
invested enough to be like, I'm going to find out. I'm
Mhm.
just going to try, I'm going to find out. And then
Mhm.
you get it becomes an upward spiral. You're
Yep.
like, okay, now I get it. Let me keep going. Oh,
Yep.
okay. And then you fall off the wagon and you're like, "Ah,"
Yeah.
and then you get back on.
Yeah. Well, when it comes to your daily practice, what are your non-negotiables in showing up for the best version of yourself in order to be this, person that we all feel and see and want to be?
Very sweet. Just a reflection. But there's a number of things I try to fit in. I'm not perfect. Like, things happen, things come up, or what have you. But on a perfect day, I'm prioritizing. There's five main things that they say contributes to happiness and health and overall well-being. Right sleep, right diet, healthy food that nourishes you, right exercise. For me, typically that is yoga asana, but I
Mhm.
also like to do, Pilates and sculpt, whatever, go for a run, sunlight and community. So it's like those
Mhm.
are the pillars of
It's the foundation.
it's the foundation.
Mhm.
So if I'm checking those boxes, it's like, okay, like I try to maintain that as my foundation.
Mhm.
And then on top of that, I have my own personal practice that includes some type of meditation,
Mhm.
hopefully some type of breath work or pranayama if
Mhm.
I am really on it that day,
Mhm.
some type of yoga.
Mhm.
And I typically like to fit in some type of study of a spiritual text of some kind. So there's a number of texts that I have in my repertoire from, yoga philosophy or Buddhism, or it could be something else. But
Uh-huh.
I'd like to put my mind on those ideas because it keeps me in that zone. It's like, okay,
Mm.
like these are the highest, most beautiful things I could put in my mind
Uh-huh.
in some ways. And so I try to,
Yeah.
touch on that every day if I can.
What do you think has been your biggest manifestation of these practices? Like something that you've wanted or
Mm.
manifested or visualized that you have now that you're like, it's because I've been doing this work.
Mm. I don't know. Nothing specific, like tangible comes to mind. It's more
Uh-huh.
just like moments of peace.
Yeah. Even just like being and knowing.
Yeah. Like if you've ever been in a place where you literally feel like you're, your mind is your worst enemy and you're
Mhm.
so
Mm.
low and like there's no way out. Like I've definitely had those feelings and thoughts before.
Mm-hmm.
And to be in a place now where I can be like, not that. It's
It's
Yeah.
invaluable. It kind of goes back to what you were saying about clear skin doesn't give you happiness. It's
Mhm.
like there are a lot of things that we put on a pedestal in society that actually don't give you peace. Like if you look at, you know, celebrities that are unhappy or people with a lot of money when they win the lottery, and they're still unhappy, it's like that realization of, oh, wow, all of these things don't bring this inner peace. But when you do feel it, even if it's not all the time, you have these, snippets of it throughout your day. It's like, oh, I value this, like this appreciation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, not coming from anything, not dependent on the
Mm.
external. It's just like it's just there.
Mm-hmm.
And then the external can be a beautiful vehicle to feel those things.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, there are definitely things in my outer world where I'm like, wow, that's really awesome. Like going on retreats in beautiful places or
Right.
having a apartment with the windows that I
Right.
wanted.
Right.
Like,
Right.
there's
Right.
stuff like
No,
that
it's
too.
so
But
true.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, we are just like I feel so calm, but I also feel so inspired. Like there's
Same.
just like it's back to
This
our
was meant to
conversation that we
happen
have. It's
today.
it's so true. It
Yeah,
really
it was
was
a
just
really
to really
beautiful
ground us and know
conversation.
that like, you know, our manifestations and what we want, and the clear skin visualization, it really does work. It really does. And I think we all the time are overlooking it, but it's just something simple that we can really enact. And it's through teachers and people like you that we're able to do it. So Megan, thank you so much for coming on Skin Talk Tuesday. This has just been so nice.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me. Thank
Of
you for
course.
existing.
This is like
And
full
like,
circle.
it is so full circle.
I know. I
Yeah.
know.
Like, I
Yeah.
wish I could describe what I'm feeling right
Yeah.
now, the amount of gratitude and love I have for
I feel
you.
it. You don't
And
even
like,
need to say it. I feel it. And I also am grateful, like when I see my people being who they are, and, kind of going back to what you were saying about when you wish that people, when you're thinking about how people are seeing you when your skin is what it was, I saw you at rock bottom, but I always knew who you were. And I saw you, and now you are who you are. And I love it.
oh, I can't wait to hug you.
Yeah.
Where can everybody find you, follow you, see you, flow with you?
Yeah, I'm on Instagram at Meg Dombrowski.
Nice.
That's my main form of communication. I also have a
Beautiful.
website, megdombrowski.com. But
Uh-huh.
I teach at Three Jewels in the city. I teach at Vera Yoga, and I also host a weekly meditation group at my apartment. So
I need to go to that.
Yeah,
Very
come.
I need to go. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's not just me teaching. I bring in other friends who do many different practices. So it's a really sweet group that's coming together once a week.
Oh my God, amazing.
That's also on my Instagram.
Nice.
And yeah, anything you need to know is there. And my DMs are always open for questions. This is like my favorite topic in the world. So
Oh my gosh. Well, it radiates. So thank you so much for coming on, everyone. Thank you so much for listening to Skin Talk Tuesday. We will see you next week.
yay.
Yay.